Are we live? I think so. Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome to our Boxing Day family-friendly event. We're going to be doing our cozy custom sweaters today. I'm going to do mine in acrylic, but you guys are welcome to use like any medium that you have at home, be it crayons, colored pencils. Maybe you're going to do a version of this in some watercolors. That would look amazing. So let's see if we can't get a few more people tuned in, logged in. Let me know in the live chat, maybe where you're from. Ask me any questions. Of course, we can customize this to your family's, like the number of people in the family, their interests, their likes, their favorite colors. So I'll be demonstrating with the 4 sweaters. But if you maybe need to ask a question, maybe a little help on maybe how to do it like a 6-person version or 3. You could divide your canvas however you like. Or let me know in the chat, maybe you've painted with me before. Maybe tell me which one you've painted with me, or where you're from, or tell me what the weather's like. Maybe it's your birthday. Tell me that. I'd love to hear from you. Valerie is from Oshawa. Thank you so much for joining me. Do you have your family with you or just yourself, and you're going to surprise them with this painting? Has everyone got on something festive, maybe festive jammies or like an ugly sweater? I've got my llama sweater on. He's got those sequins that kind of change. Hello to Summer in Maine. Awesome. I've been there. Jean in New York. Valerie's on her own right now, but I'm sure your family will love what you create for them today. I suppose anyone could do like any version. You could just do like one big sweater on the whole thing and then have little icons on the whole sweater of your different family members. Could be one big sweater. That'd be cool. What about if you turn your canvas horizontally and do maybe like 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to fit in like more sweaters. Odd numbers, if you have like 3 or 5 in your family. Whoa! Maybe I would do, if I was doing 3, I would maybe divide it like that. Or if I was doing 5, I might do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like squish 3 in the bottom or something. Or maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 in the middle. That would work, I think. Put a 5th one in the middle. I think that would work. Jean says that they've done the octopus and the ain't nobody here with us here but us chickens. That was a great one. I love the chicken one. Octopus one was fun too, but the chicken one, such cute results. If you want to check out that video, it's already on our channel. Ain't nobody here but us chickens. Free event already posted. So fun. People added dogs. People did hidden little surprises in amongst the chickens. Welcome to Donna from Dundas. I'm not sure where Dundas is. Is that a town? Oh, Shelby from Brantford. Hello to my family member tuning in. Awesome. Well, Shell, you're going to feel left out because I'm going to do today's version for Amanda and Andrew and the twins. Donna's from near Hamilton. Okay, I know where that is. Let's get started. I think everyone is tuned in who means to tune in. We're going to have our example right here. And I'll do the live version here so you can see both versions. I'm going to mix it up today with different colors, different like images. But if you like kind of these images, cats, monogram, art supplies, maybe that represents yourself. You can do that. Change the colors, change the size of anything. So maybe smaller sweaters to represent children. Little tiny dog sweater for a little dog or something. Let's talk supplies. I've got my cup of water. my rag, paper towel would be fine. I've got my paint brushes here, kind of like a big, a medium, and a small. Big, medium, small. Any paintbrushes. Could be dollar store paintbrushes, nothing fancy. I mean, look at that one. It's pretty well used, well loved paintbrush there. I do have a pencil and eraser to do a quick little sketch before we get started. I have a ruler just to help me with the lines. These lines, if you wanted to divide your canvas up like in any way, any number of sweaters, a ruler is helpful, or just something with a straight edge. I have paint, of course, so this is my very professional, I think it came from some kind of frozen food. This is my palette. I have 6 colors here today, actually. Usually I have 5 colors, black and white, of course, my blue, my yellow, my red. Those are my 5 standard colors. I added a little dab of pink today because I'm going to make some purple. And I find making purple using pink is a good idea. Makes a nice, rich purple. But you could use red to make some purple. So with those 5 or 6 colors, you could make any color. Oranges, greens, browns. Think about your family members' favorite colors. Start thinking about their favorite team, their favorite food, their favorite activity, and incorporate that into your sweater design. And I put down a tablecloth. I mean, I usually put on an apron, but I think this guy's kind of cute, so I don't want to cover him up with an apron. Easels are optional. Canvas is optional. You could paint on paper. They make acrylic or oil pads of paper. If you don't want to do it on canvas, maybe on wood. And then later on, when I'm doing the lettering, you could do that with a thin paintbrush and a steady hand. But I've got some different Sharpies. You could do like lettering with Sharpies. I've got a Posca paint pen. That'd be good for lettering. Or if you don't have anything like that, just a thin brush and a steady hand. Okay, we'll get started with the ruler and the pencil. I'm going to divide it into quarters. I guess I'll have to stand up here. If you don't have a ruler, you can just kind of eyeball it and wing it. Let's go right here. Just eyeball it if you don't have a ruler. Or even a wavy line dividing the sections, or a zigzag line. Doesn't have to be a straight line. Divide it into the number of sections for your family. And I mean, I included the 3 cats in my family. They're an important part of my family. And I'll draw lines to connect those. Can you tell that I like to paint over old paintings? You can kind of see the ghost of an old painting behind the white. Is it straight? Oops, that's not straight. Cute. You know, it'd also be fun if you let each member of the family paint their own section. Like I paint this one, my son paints this one, kind of a thing. That would be fun. Get a big giant canvas. Okay, mine's divided into 4, kind of light. I'm not sure if the camera really picks up on those different sections. I'm going to use my pencil to like lightly sketch where I want the sweaters. You can have sweaters that have like a thicker neck, so maybe like a turtleneck, or thinner, puffier sleeves, longer sleeves. What if it's not even a sweater? What if it's jammies? Matching jammies for everybody. What about a jersey or some kind of team shirt, t-shirt even? Literally anything. A festive Christmas vest. Maybe someone in your family wears a lot of vests. Any kind of clothing article. So I'm going to do for my sister Amanda, her husband, and her twin. So I think Amanda would like a beautiful turtleneck sweater. So there's kind of like a thicker, I'm going to draw this darker so you can see it. Can this, oh, I think the camera can see that. Okay. Shoulders, sleeves coming down. If you want the sleeves to be in a different position, not just straight down, they could be waving. The sleeve could be kind of bent and going up. Kind of the body of the sweater. Do you want your sweater to have a bit of a trim at the bottom? A little band at the bottom or not? Either or. I like a nice band at the bottom, kind of finishes it off. And then do you want your sleeves to have cuffs? Do you want them shorter, longer? Any kind of sweater you want. Yeah, so that's like a little bit thicker neck. And then I'm thinking her husband's, you know, men are a little more squarish in the shoulders. So let's give him maybe like a thinner neckband. And look how messy, sketchy. My lines are not perfect. It could be messy. Hello to Linda from Tennessee and Melly in Italy. That's awesome. I suppose in Italy, like maybe it's tomorrow. Maybe it's the 27th. Okay, like a man's sweater, so maybe a bit wider in the shoulders. Maybe a little wider in the chest. Just hear my pencil just scraping away, scratching away. Messy, sketchy. We're going to fill this in with paint. It's going to cover those sketchy lines. Good. And then I'm thinking 2 smaller sweaters for the twinnies. Hello to Andrew. Now, I know Andrew's not in Manitoba because I know Andrew's coming to visit me later today. Andrew, this sweater's for you. Okay, so I want to make these ones kind of similar. Wouldn't it be cute if the sweaters were like holding hands? I think I might make the sweaters kind of hold hands together. I think that's adorable, even though there's no hands. I think that will be adorable. Okay. And the techniques we learned today, the skills we learned today, you could apply that to other compositions in future. You could make, say, a birthday card version of this and make a sweater on the front of the birthday card, personalized. Cuffs. Now the sweaters are holding hands. I think that's a cute composition. Also, oh, there's like a hidden M here for their last name. Interesting. Ooh, That was a little surprise. Okay, so I've got my basic sketch here. If you want to sketch in the images that you are intending to do, that's a good idea. So I got an idea. For the 20s, they love excavators, diggers, dump trucks. I'm thinking that's a good idea. So think about what the family members like. I'm gonna just search it up a little bit here. What does an excavator look like? Let's see here. What about, like a sports team, favorite sports team? That's a good idea. Okay, so maybe I'll do, well, the brightness isn't up. Some little diggers or something on these little sweaters. That's a good idea. Let's do what are some of the favorite activities of your family members? Maybe they're into ballet. Maybe they're into anything. Hockey. Maybe they're into coding. Or favorite TV show character. Oh, there's a cute little excavator. Just very basic sketch. Do a basic sketch. You can add details later. We don't need to add all the details just yet. That's cute. Let's do like a little dump truck. I think a little dump truck would be cute. Just a little cab going. I hope everyone's had a nice holiday season so far and that the weather didn't impact you too much in the area you're in. I'm in London, Ontario. We didn't have it too bad, all things considered. This little dump truck, you know, the dumper. Let's get some wheels. Big wheels. Okay, that's pretty good. A little dump truck, that's adorable. I'll make them yellow or orange or something that'll pop. Okay, for Amanda, I'm thinking I like the idea of the monogram. If anyone wants to do a monogram for theirs, for anyone's, I'll show you an example of a monogram so we can get maybe some of the shading going. So A for Amanda. I mean, I could use a ruler. Am I going to? No. A. Now this might end up looking kind of like Alvin and the Chipmunks. So I shouldn't do this red with yellow. That'll look a little Alvin Chipmunk-esque. If I'm doing like a monogram, I like my letter to have serifs, those little feeties. I like letters with feeties on it. But if you want to do more blocky letters, that would be fine. Simpler than a letter with little feeties on it. Nice big A. It's kind of like a Letterman sweater. Nice letter A. Andrew, I know you tuned in. I'm thinking the Jets. What do you think? I'm thinking the Jets logo. Let's look at what that looks like. The Winnipeg Jets. It's a jet and a maple leaf and a big old circle. Let's do a big old circle. Could I get something circular to trace? I could. Am I going to? Nah. That's not the worst circle I've ever drawn. A jet. I'm just going to turn this a little bit so I can do a jet. a maple leaf behind it. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Okay, it looks pretty messy, but we fine tune it with the actual painting. Gilly's fired up. That's good. Yeah, this will be Gil and Eddie's little sweaters here. Okay, I'm happy with what I've got so far. Of course, you can add other embellishments. What if you want like stripy sleeves or pattern sleeves or anything like that? I might, you could kind of divide this. The sleeves could be different than the body. Could be like that. What if we put some stripes on these sleeves? Kind of jersey-esque. Cute. What if we added maybe like a G and an E? I'm thinking that, like a little monogram that I could add later. Cute. Cute. I'm happy with that. We're gonna do the actual painting now. So depending on how like big yours is, use an appropriate size paintbrush. So I'm going to start with like a kind of a big one, but let's say your painting's not as big as mine and you want to go for more of a medium paintbrush, go for it. Don't try to use the exact same paintbrush I'm using. And I'm going to do different colors in the backgrounds to represent like their favorite colors. So Amanda, I know, likes green, earthy tones. We'll do a bit of a purple, darker purple. I know G-Man, he likes purple as well, so we'll do a lighter purple here. I know Eddie likes red. We'll do some red for Eddie. And then we'll add kind of like a white on top of the color to kind of tone it down, mute it down. But if you want to do a different kind of background, polka dots, stripes, any kind of background you want to do, go for it. I like to get my brush wet. We'll do a lovely green up here. So, of course, we're going to have to make a green, yellow and blue, a little bit of blue and some yellow. But you don't have to do green because I'm doing green. Do the color of this person's favorite color. If you need some advice on how to mix a certain color, just hit up the chat there. I am monitoring the chat so I can help you out in mixing a color if you need it. I like to get a little bit more water once in a while. Okay, let's test out the green. What a lovely shade of green. Blue with yellow, a little bit of blue and a bunch more yellow. So like at first the color is going to seem like very bold, but we're going to tone it down with some white. So don't worry that it's like streaky. Mine's streaky. There's lighter patches and darker patches. Don't fret about that. And we're going to do a nice like thin coat. If you do it so thick, very thick, it's going to take a long time to dry. So definitely err on the side of too thin versus too thick. And this line doesn't have to be perfectly straight. If it's a little wibbly, that's fine. If a little of your background color, accidentally goes on your sweater, oops, it went, that's okay. We're going to cover that up with the sweater color. Yeah, so yeah, you can see visible brush strokes. That's all right. That's fine. Sweaters don't have to be perfectly smooth. They could be lumpy. And and anything can be covered up later. And I grab a little water with my paint. It makes it a little bit more spreadable. It'll fill in those little canvas, little holes better with a little water in your brush. If you're getting a lot of tiny little holes that are hard to fill in. If you're maybe struggling with a big brush and you want to move to a smaller brush, absolutely. A lovely green, beautiful green. Yeah, you can see all the little brush marks. That's okay. I'm also going to paint like the side, like the edge here. Let's do the edge. You don't have to. Edge, and then the top. I like to finish it off by doing the edges. There we go. That's optional. Optional to do your edges and your top. There we go. Yeah, don't worry if it's streaky. Okay, so let's let that dry a little bit. We'll add the white when it's a little more dry. Give it a little rinse, give it a little wipe. I'm going to do some lovely dark purple as the background over here. And I mentioned earlier, I grabbed some pink because pink makes a lovely purple, but you can also use red. It would be more of a wine kind of purple when you use red, but with this pink, I should be able to get something more like Kool-Aid. I don't know. So I've got a little blue with my pink. Pink and blue. A little bit of blue. A little bit of blue. If you're doing red with blue, again, a little bit of blue with more red. Let's see what kind of a nice dark purple I can get. Let's see. That's nice. I don't think the camera does this purple justice. In real life, it looks very vivid, and on the camera, it looks kind of dull, but in real life, it's very bright. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's say your purple is too light, too dark. Add a little more pink to lighten it. If you want more of a pastel, add a little white. Yeah, I like that. Let's fill in the rest. Again, it's okay if there's streakies, visible brush strokes. We're going to add some white on top of this. Just to kind of tone it down. A solid block of color is a little jarring. And I think that the white kind of adds kind of like a frosted kind of a feel. We're also going to add snowflakes and just little dotties. That'll give it a snowy, wintry feel. I guess you could omit the snow portion to make it seem more all around, all seasons, not just winter. But I feel like you mostly wear sweaters in the winter. That's a lovely purple. Oh yeah, there's streaky bits. There's lighter bits, darker bits, dark. That's okay. I'm going to do my edges just to stay consistent. I hope there's some kids following along with this video because I love seeing kids' versions of my tutorials. They're just uninhibited in their creativity, which I love. There we go. Yeah, again, it's streaky. That's okay. I accidentally went on the shoulder a tiny bit. That's okay. Not a problem. Okay, there we go. Yeah, is this line perfectly straight? Nope. Give that a little rinse. Oh, well, it's silly that I'm rinsing this because I wanted to do another purple over here. Because G-Man likes purple too, he says. So maybe I'll just make it slightly lighter so it's a little different. So here's the purple I had before. Let me add a little white. Just so it's a little different than Dad's. Oh, that is a little lighter. Let's go even lighter. Let's try it, but I don't want it too light. Yeah, that's kind of cute. Maybe a little. Put a little red in it to warm it up a little bit. But it's still a lovely shade of purple. Yeah, do I like it? I always like, paint a bit, look at it, like sometimes sit further back, look at it from afar. Do I like it? And then go ahead and fill it in. Let's try it. A little water. Oh, mine's pretty streaky. Not too worried. I'm also going to do the bottom under here. Got to pick it up, get underneath. The twinnies, they just turned 3 years old. last week, and we had a big party with a bouncy castle. I hope you guys liked the bouncy castle. There we go, at the bottom. There we go. Still streaky. Oh yeah, that's lovely. Nice light purple, darker purple. Look at me cover it already. The llama's okay. Llama's still clean. I'm gonna do some red over here. I'm gonna give this a little rinse. Maybe you guys are quicker than me. Maybe you're already done your background. You could start working on sweater colors. Could do that. Or maybe you want to put a little white. Is this dry? Not quite. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, what did I say? Red. Red. Now my red is, when you paint with it, a little pinkish. So I'm going to add a little yellow. If I add a little yellow into my red, it'll be more like fire truck red versus candy apple red. Like orangier. That's nice. Yeah, I think that's a nice red. Testing it out. Yeah, I like it. Let's do it. Again, nice and thin. It can be a little streaky. I try to get my lines, sort of straight, but no one's really paying that much attention anyway. This is all background. Everyone's really just focusing on the beautiful sweaters and the lovely people they represent. Bottom, get the sides. There we go. Okay, so let's say you're still working on your background colors. That's the beauty of these live streams. You can still pause and even rewind during the live feed. So if you're not quite here and you need more time, just hit pause. Pause, finish your backgrounds, and then you can either catch up to us or work at your own pace. Give that a little rinse. Now I might switch to my medium brush for this. I think so. Give that a little rinse. Got my little medium, a little smaller. Yeah, so see how like these backgrounds, they look more subdued, more muted, because I put some white on top of these colors. And this is a cute look if you're going for like pop art, bold colors in your face. But I want a little bit subdued with some white. And it gives it like a frosted kind of a look. Is this dry? Pretty good. Obviously my red is still wet. This is still a little damp. But yeah, start with the one you did first because it's the most dry. Just makes sense. Got my medium brush. I could get a little water on it, just a little white, plain old white. But I like to dip it in the white and then scrape most of it off. Wipe the edge of your professional palette or wipe your rag or your paper towel a little bit. So it's not globby white. We don't want globby white. We want kind of wispy white, not globs of white. So I've wiped it off and just lightly, and I go diagonal. So I've got diagonal this way and diagonal this way, this way, brush stroke. So it's kind of like X's, crisscrosses, wispy. Some of it a little whiter or lighter, like almost see-through. Barely any paint is coming off my brush with each stroke. Wispy. X's, crisscross. But that's just me. That's just how I like to do it. If you have a different idea, I get more white. I kind of wipe it off a little bit so it's not full strength. So like visible brush strokes is what we're going for. But if you prefer to do maybe polka dots, maybe stripes. A little bit at a time, a little bit. To your desired amount. So you could I still see lots of green showing through, but it's just a little bit more subdued. That's a good amount, I think. Yeah, you're the judge. You decide when to stop. That's pretty good. I'm also going to do a few on the edge just to kind of tie in the edge with the rest of it and the top. I guess I'm going to stand up for the top. Just so it all kind of matches. There we go. A little bit. Yeah. So that's how I am doing my background, but yours could be completely different. I'm going to keep it going on the purple. Light wisps. You don't have to have like visible X's, X, but that's just to kind of get you going. Let's say yours isn't as dry as mine. You could pause, let it dry a bit, keep going, or just embrace it. So some of your white might turn a little bit purpley or greeny. Embrace those wetter bits. Let it blend with your white. Yeah, it'll come more naturally the more you do it. So the first one you were kind of experimenting. Here I'm like just kind of whipping it on there. Gotta get the top. Gotta get my side. Just a little bit. Let's see, this one. I think that's pretty dry. Dry enough that I can do my white. Yeah, and you don't notice the streakiness of the first layer because of all these extra brush strokes. It disguises it. Side a little bit, bottom. I mean, who's really looking, but I'll do it anyway. Yeah, some of my brush strokes go right onto my sweater. That's all right, it's white. It's white. Okay, that's, yeah, look at these three versus boom, red, you know? All right, it's a little tacky because that's the one we did most recently. Blow it a little bit. Let's fan it a little bit. Look at all these beautiful colors in like both of these together. Gorgeous. I'm going to risk it, but yeah, even if a little of my pink, I'm sorry, my red turns a little pink, that'll be okay. Light, 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 light. It also kind of reminds me of maybe like a fabric kind of a pattern. You could do other colors. It doesn't have to be white. What if you did a little orange or something? Oh, that's a bit white there. That's all right. A little heavy-handed in some places. Okay, do this edge. Bottom. There you go. Yeah, have a look of the whole composition. Is it balanced? Are you maybe needing a little bit more in one of your first sections? Did you get a little heavier with the white in other sections? Are there big open areas that need a bit more? Let's say there's maybe a section or two somewhere where you did too much white. Let it dry a little bit and then put the color back on top. So, you know, if I didn't like this white patch in particular, I could go back and add a little red to kind of dull down the white. Okay, happy with that. Yeah, kind of frosty looking. Good. I like it. Now the sweaters themselves, any colors, anywhere, any style. I'll use this as my pointer, you know. That kind of makes sense for me. That's not a stretch to imagine. This is kind of like a knit pattern, but it's also like a pride flag, trans flag as it were. Could be any pride flag. Monogram. I'm going to do a monogram here. Team could be their team or their favorite team to watch. Animals, trucks. Maybe not like a thing on there, but just like a patterned sweater just in general with their favorite colors. Anything at all. I've got the medium brush going, but you could use any size brush that's appropriate to what you're painting, because you're going to be painting different things than me. Okay, Amanda, you're getting a lovely, let's go with like a kind of a, not brown, but like maybe we'll go with more of a cream color. Let's go with some white. I've got some white, I've got some yellow. I will put in a little red. A little black to kind of make it more of a beige or cream. More white. Any color. Do a beautiful light blue sweater, pink sweater, yellow sweater. That's kind of like a soft cream. A little more white maybe. I like to test it out, see if I like the color. If I don't like it, I'll mix up some more, cover that up. But I'm liking this kind of creamy, beigey color. Any color you guys want to do. A black sweater. People like black sweaters. Mine's got that turtleneck, kind of a longer, thicker neck. Fill that in. Any bits of the background that got like onto your sweater. This is where we're covering them up and making our sweater edges a little smoother, but sweaters can be lumpy. It doesn't have to be like straight smooth. Let's see. I know I want to do the monogram a different color, but I'm just going to paint right over it right now, because that's easier than trying to going around this letter. But then I'll paint the letter on top, the cream color. And we are going to add shading to each sweater. So as we paint a sweater, we'll add the shading before we like move on to the next sweater, let's say. We have to add shadows. We have to add highlights. And it'll help it look more 3D. popping off the page. Okay, there's my, like a cream sweater, but it looks just like a flat shape. There's no dimension to it. So this is where we add highlights and shading. So this is still a little wet because we've just painted it. And that's okay. When we add the shading, it could kind of blend with that color. So I'm going to use something a little smaller, a little bit smaller. It doesn't have to be like this small. So we need like a darker color than what we have already to be like the shaded part. So I'm just going to take some black, a little bit of black, a little black, mix it with my beigey color. And it makes, mine's a little grayish, but just as long as it's darker than the color you have. It's kind of grayish. And I'm picturing my light source in this particular painting is coming from top left, but you can imagine your light coming from top right. So if the sun or the light was shining here, this side of the sweater, the right side of the sweater would be darker. So I'm going to add some of this darker brownish color along the right side. And I can also help, help you visualize there's where the sleeve becomes the cuff. So we can redefine those shapes again. So that's the right side of the sleeve. And it could be messy. Mine's messy. It doesn't have to be like a perfectly blended. Mine's messy. There's visible brush marks. Okay. But then also I'm picturing where the sleeve and the sweater are touching. It'd be a little bit dark in there. So let's put some of that in here to help redefine that shape. Again, it's a little messy, sketchy. I'm also picturing right here where the sweater is kind of bulging out and then the trim is below. That would be a little bit darker. Along the right of this little trim, a little darker, right along the very bottom of the sweater. Mine's messy. There's thick parts, thin parts, wispy parts. All right, still picturing the light coming over here on this kind of neck area on the very right side. Maybe along the top edge, maybe along the bottom edge. A little bit darker here, darker. Starting to see the shape. Mine's a little bit curved. If you curve it, it seems like more of a cylinder. All right, I'm also picturing between this sleeve and the body of the sweater, it would be dark right in here, right in that little gap. Very little paint on my brush. I'm just wisping, lightly wisping. It's starting to look more 3D. Less flat. Yeah, I'm just, you can lightly wisp a little bit of paint where it would be a little bit darker. The right side of things. That looks pretty good. But we're going to add some highlights too. I'm going to wash my brush. If you're still working on the shadows, just hit pause. I washed and dried my brush. I'm going to grab a little white, a little bit of white. We're going to wisp on some highlights, a bit of white. So if the light source is coming from here, light would be hitting the left and tops of things. So on the shoulder, little white wisps on the sleeve along the left here. Light would be hitting it. Light would be hitting this neck. Wispy, sketchy. A little bit of brightness. And sometimes my white kind of combines with the sweater color. That's good. That's perfectly fine. A little bit of paint. Barely any paint. Maybe a little on the shoulder here. A little bit here. Little bits, wispy. And then if you want your collar or your cuffs or the trim at the bottom there to seem like ribbed, like has a, like this. Oh, like that. Like these ribs. We're gonna have to add lines. Or it could be smooth. I'm gonna add some white lines. Vertically makes the most sense. Vertically, little teeny tiny ones. Are mine perfectly evenly spaced? Nope. I don't expect that of anyone. Do some of my lines go off the sweater? Yep. It looks more like ribbed. I think I'm going to also add a bit of the dark in there too. The first color I added for shadow. Let's add a little of that next to the white. Ooh, that seems even more 3D with just a little dark right next to the white, so on the right side. Just the tiniest little flick. Oh yeah. I think that looks very 3D. Cute. I'll add the monogram. Any color at all. Maybe a lovely deep green in this case. Let's see what that looks like. A little water. But yeah, you could be working on anything at all in your sweater design. Maybe you're doing a beautiful cat or a dog right now. It's okay if your hand is less steady and your lines are less straight. It's a sweater. The image on the sweater would be kind of like warped anyway. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, are they exactly the same? No. Who's really gonna notice? That's kind of cute. I will add a little shading to the letter A when that's a little bit more dry. I'll let that dry a bit. Like the M here, I have some black. Okay, so far so good. I'll work on this sweater next. Any kind of sport logo. I am adding the white. It seems silly to do white paint when it's already white, but it makes sense to me. I need to have the white paint in the white gaps. And it covers up some of the pencil lines too. White. Am I stuck on something? Okay, so gray, navy blue. Navy blue. Everyone's going to be painting different things. I'm happening to do a Winnipeg Jets logo. I guess if it was closer to me, I could paint better. I hope we see maybe some pets, dogs, cats, maybe some other kind of pet in someone's composition. Someone's got to be adding like a dog or a cat, because they're such important parts of our families, I think. It's not perfect. I think it's cute. It's cute. Okay, I need some red. Like a dark red. that's looking sort of recognizable. Let's get a little more. Close enough. Gray and dark gray. Well, gray is a little bit of black with some white. There's like an outer ring of gray. Team logos are tough. Some light gray and dark gray. I'm going to go like this. And I'll get some darker. Or is it more navy? Oh, I don't know. I might add a little blue in this to make it more navy-ish. Yeah, that's good. Whew. It's not too bad. A little bit more red, and I think the logo's done. That's a tough challenge to take on a team logo. But I'm sure the person who is a fan of that team will really appreciate the effort. I'm not too mad at that. I might touch up the edge a little bit. Mm-hmm. That's cute. Good. I think I will paint the rest of the sweater now. That sounds weird. I'm going to go white. And then I'll do some colored bands, and I'll do like color cuffs, trim. And the white will cover up some of my pencil marks from earlier. And I will still add some shadows to my white sweater, but I won't be able to add like a highlight to my white sweater because it's already white. Got a nice coat of white. Okay, I'll use my little brush for my shadows slash highlights, or just shadows in this case. Shadows could be gray on a white sweater, could be blue on a white sweater. I'll do a little light gray. Yeah, thin brush, a little paint, and think about where the dark parts would be. It would be pretty similar to this down the left side, or sorry, the right side. You can redefine where your cuffs are. That's kind of cute. Kind of cute now. Do I want to have the ribbed effect? I kind of don't. I kind of like the look of maybe it's like a smooth trim without the ribbing. I think I'll leave it like that. I like it just like that. Yeah, I could have easily done blue as the shading, but I like how that turned out. That's cute. Let me work on the twins. Yeah, so I'm going for like a digger, excavator, dump truck. Yellow makes the most sense, I think. I like to add a little white whenever I do yellow, because sometimes my yellow is a little bit see-through. So if I add a little white, it becomes more opaque. Do a little digger here. I guess I could do yellow here and then add the black tracks after. I guess it could be an orange. Orange color would be okay. I'll do a yellow cab, but then I'll probably do a different color box dump bucket. I'll do like yellow for hubcaps, I guess. Any colors, like a beautiful blue, green. And then I'll do a different color back here. Let's go a little blue. Got a little, my blue and my yellow accidentally touched, so got a little greenish, but that's all right. So far, so good. Okay, let me do maybe like a red, maybe like an orange for like the main bit of the body of the sweater, or any color you want. Nice and thin. All of my paint is nice and thin, so it'll dry quickly and I can add other details. And then, yeah, when I'm adding like the snow later on, it won't make the snow like a weird color because it's still wet. It'll be dry already. I know we're not done yet, but I want to tell you about our Facebook group that I would love to see your finished paintings in. We have a Facebook group. It's called Artist Palette Drawing / Painting Support Group. And I could put the link to that in the chat. But later, when you're done, I would love to see all the different versions, all the different cozy sweaters that you've customized in that Facebook group. We are kind of a smaller little artist community group, very supportive of one another. You won't see any negative comments there. And all different skill levels, from the very beginner to a little more advanced. I don't even call myself an expert. I'm still learning myself. Okay, there's a cute little red sweater. I think I want this one thicker, a little thicker here. Good. Yeah, so I'm going to add the highlights and the shadows again with my smaller brush. So I want like a darker red, so I'll get a little black and add it into my red, or I could add like a little green into your red to darken it, just so it's like a little darker. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little bit more. Let's get a little more. Yeah. So again, the right side of things, the bottom darker, wispy brush strokes. Do you want ribbing on the cuffs or not? And definitely do it when your sweater is still a little wet, so it kind of blends in a little bit. Define the collar a little bit. We're not going for like super duper realism here. We just want it to look a little bit more 3D. Okay, so that's my shadows, but the highlights really make it pop. And get some white, a little bit of white, thin brush. If some of my white turns a little pink, so be it. Go messy, messy, visible brush strokes. So precious. I like it. I will add little bits of white and dark on the excavator, the digger. I don't think you need to add like too much detail to an image on a sweater, because like a knitted image on a sweater isn't very detailed to begin with. Here's a track. Is it perfect? Nope. I think that's adorable. Is it super realistic? I think it's just right. Does it need a little chimney of some kind? That's cute. I'll put a little white for the G. Again, it doesn't have to be super crisp. What if someone had knitted this on? It would look like yarn. That's cute. Do I want the ribs? Yeah, kind of. A little bit, yeah. It adds a fun little texture, I think. And look, messy, 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 uneven, thick ones, thin ones. Last sweater before I add some adorable like snow everywhere. Oh, I guess I need to highlight this guy too. Let me do that while I'm thinking of it. My monogram, I'll do a little highlight and shadow as well. Yeah, I did a little white on the left and top. Any lefts and any tops of any letters. And mine's, thin, but it's not perfectly consistent. And then I'll do maybe like dark green. Dark green. You could do black as the shadow. On all the rights and bottoms of the letters. My green letter is pretty dark, so this is pretty subtle. There's room for improvement, but I think if someone knitted a letter on a sweater, it would be a little lumpy. That's kind of cute. Let me finish off EDI's sweater. What did I say? Orange? We don't have any orange on here, do we? Let's do a little orange. Red, a little bit of red, plus yellow makes a lovely orange. Well, that's not too similar to the red background, is it? I think it's nice. Maybe a little white. A little white to make it more pastel. I think that's all right. I think it's different enough from the background. Oh, I guess I need to do some wheels on this truck. I was just thinking about like how would I make a summer version of this, and then I was thinking like custom bathing suits, custom cozy bikinis. No, I think the sweaters work best. Lots of room to put images on sweaters, a little less on bathing suits. But funny to think about. All right, lovely orange sweater. I do want to have the shadows and highlights before I add like detail to the trucky, before the sweater dries too much. I'll just darken my orange with a little black. Just a little. Just something darker. Even a little, you can put a little red into your orange. Kind of like a brownish shadow on the orange. cute. I'll highlight in white. Wispy, sketchy lines. Hitting all those left sides, top sides of things. Mine's turning a little bit orange. That's perfectly fine. Again, decide, do you want the ribbing texture or not? I guess I'll do it. Not a lot of room on that one. Okay, a little bit more detail on my truckee. Little highlights and shadows on my little truckee, but everyone's going to have different things. Maybe you have a cat or a dog on this sweater. Oh, that's cute. Okay. I'm happy with those four. Very unique from each other, very unique from the originals. Yours are going to be completely different at your house. Do I want to have, I'm going to do probably the names and then the snow. So I'm going to use paint pen. paint pen makes lovely even lines. You could use Sharpie. Okay, where am I going to put the names? I've got names kind of scattered throughout. You could do it like all like this or whatever you feel like. Or maybe like even like on the sweater a little bit. I might do that. Any style of writing. Cursive writing, block letters. So I like to just do, you know, regular handwriting, but I add little dotties, little dots on the ends, kind of snazz it up a little bit. But that's just me. Any style of writing. Ooh, you could do maybe I already lost my train of thought. There we go. So focused on the dots, I lost my train of thought. Maybe I'll do like Andrew, like this way. My train of thought was maybe you could do like their ages. Paint pens or paint markers are also good if you want to add like other details in your image. There's Amanda, Andrew. Where am I going to go? Maybe like Gil, Eddie. Gilbert, Edison, this way, that way. Probably go this way. Put this on. Cute. Some names. That's just extra personalization. Let's do dots for snow, but also like snowflakes. And I'm going to use something that I hadn't mentioned in the like supplies that I mentioned at the beginning, but you can still run and grab some. A little piece of cardboard from, well, this is from a Coca-Cola box. What about a cereal box, a granola bar box? Just rip off a piece of the flap. I'm going to use this straight little edge to make my snowflakes. Super easy. It's like stamping. So first I'm going to make dots with the butt of my brush. Which one? Maybe the medium has a nice butt end. Whoops. I'm going to dip it in the white and then just go dot crazy. And you could even dot some dots on the sweaters, like because snow is falling all around. Dot, dot, dot. Right on the sweaters too. Boop, boop. Some of my dots aren't perfect circles. That's fine. They're more like a flaky, fluffy snowflake. It doesn't just have to be white. I did some blue, kind of a medium blue or light blue or dark blue. Or skip doing the snow if you want it to seem more all season. And if you have any like mistakes anywhere, but there's no mistakes, you could just put a snowflake on it later to distract. Looking snowier by the second here. I'll do some blue too, but I gotta mix a little baby blue or something. Something. Light blue's cute. Maybe some dark blue. Pink. You could have pink snow. Maybe it's more like confetti. Maybe this is more of like a birthday or New Year's thing. Do every color. Make it really, really festive. Ooh, maybe white, red, and green. Christmassy colors. Maybe I'll do some darker ones. Sorry, logo, you're getting dots. Okay. A few more. And okay, that's enough of that. Don't forget to wipe your butt of your brush. Very important. Always wipe your butt. Okay. Snowflakes. So I mentioned a little bit of thin cardboard. I'm going to dip it in paint. So I could dip it in white or a blue. And then I'm going to make, I'll do like an X and then maybe like a vertical. If I do like a shallow X and then do a vertical, that'll make a 6-pointed snowflake. So you could either dip it in paint or take your paintbrush and just kind of dab the edge, or just dip it in. You could do a few like tester dabs, maybe on your tablecloth, just to see if it's like globby or if there's enough paint on it. That's pretty good. I'll do like a shallow X. Boop, and then a vertical one like that. Doesn't that look like an easy snowflake? I'll do that again. So a shallow X and then a vertical. I got thick lines, I got thin lines. That's okay. Every snowflake is unique. Even some right on the sweaters. Right on there. Snow is just falling all over. White ones, blue ones. Some of mine are a little gappy. That's all right. Some near the edges. Just a fun, fast way of making snowflakes. You could also like take your paintbrush and add little details to these to just make them fancier. Extra little branches and shapes and patterns for sure. You don't have to leave them just like that. There we go. Yeah, so let's say one of your sweaters has a little mistake on it somewhere. Put a snowflake on it to distract. Like, what if I don't really like how that sleeve looks? Boom, distract, distract. What about this little smudge here? Distract. Okay, so I got some white ones. Do want to do blue? I do have some blue here in that one. Yeah, maybe I'll do some blue. Blue, get some blue paint. Get that going. You can also like maybe cut your cardboard to a different size and have smaller blue ones. That's nice. Okay, I'm not mad at that. Okay. What else could you add to this? The year, maybe where you live, like city. That is so cute. And we did excellently for time. I usually aim for like a 2-hour session. So we did a good job. And if you're not quite done, don't worry. This video will be up on our channel forever. Where else? So it'll be available next year if you want to do it again, but different images, different family as a gift for someone. Ooh, this would be a good gift for someone for next year. Start planning. Okay, where else? I mean, that's, I think, a good amount of blue. Maybe one more. Since I have it loaded up. There we go. I'm going to add my initials at the bottom. You could add your whole signature, the year. The year would be good. I just do the old initials. Right at the bottom. I love when kids put their age, like Chris, age 10. That's the best. Look at that. Look at that little collection of cute sweaters. Everyone unique. I love it. I love that. I can't wait to see your versions in our painting/drawing support group. I'm going to get the link. I'll put the link in the chat. Let's get the link. Copy. Paste. Boom. So in the live chat right now is the link to our group. I'm going to pin it. I pinned it to the top of the chat, so it'll be there the whole time. Yeah, share these paintings, other paintings you've done with us, maybe some original stuff. Would anyone like to see some upcoming events? I've got loads of stuff coming up. If you like my hosting style, if you like my art style, There's loads of tutorials already on our channel uploaded. You could do today, right now. Subscribe. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, then you get notifications of when we go live every time. What's coming up? Oh, this Thursday. This Thursday, we're getting close to New Year's because that's just how things work. It's called Party Animal. It's in watercolor. And we're going to be doing this one with me on Zoom this Thursday. It is a ticketed event. You get tickets on our website. And everyone who buys a ticket, you also get the full recording of this tutorial to keep forever. So if you can't make the live Zoom, you can still do it on your own time and have it forever. Tickets on our website. That's this Thursday. And what do we have? Oh, the next free one. So the next one right here on Facebook Live, not Facebook Live, YouTube Live. We used to do Facebook Live. So the next YouTube Live is this watercolor right here, free. I want to say the 5th. I want to say January 5th. If that's a Thursday, then I think that's the correct date, January 5th. I called it Weather the Storm Together. And you can customize this if there's 5 people in your family, 4, 6, their favorite colors of hats and earmuffs. Yeah, cute. They're weathering the storm together. That one's free right here, same channel. This one's a Zoom event, so tickets on our website. This one's called Frosty Felines. This one's in watercolor and pen, but you could adapt this to be acrylics. You could. So this one is, I said on Zoom, tickets on the website, January 12th. Please join me for that one. If you like my teaching style. What else is coming up? I'll show you just a couple more, just a few more, 2 more. These are also coming up in January on Zoom, tickets on the website. This one's Chickadee Condo. These are so new. I'm not sure if the post on the website is up yet, but soon, if not now. Chickadee Condo in watercolor and pen. A little bit of acrylic for the white snow. And then this one is also watercolor and pen. I called it the Night Fox. We got a Luna moth, little fox. So January 19th, January 26th. Join me for those. Yeah, a great way to support your favorite online artists and support them putting on free events is to get a ticket to one of my events in the future. That supports me. If you want to send me a small Christmas tip, I wouldn't say no to that. There's a link down below in the description. There's a PayPal link or my email. I wouldn't say no to a little Christmas tip if you enjoyed my tutorial today with my thanks. I can't wait to see the results of your paintings. That is the best part of these events. All right. Any questions for me at all? Type in the live chat there, or email us, or comment on one of our Facebook posts. Like us on Facebook, follow us, Artist Palette Durham. I'm Chris. Did I say that at the beginning? Chris. All right, maybe some questions here. Lit says, a beach towel, beach bag scene. Yes. Hats, definitely could customize hats. I like it. I like it. Palm trees. Yeah, it'd be hard to like customize a bikini. Not a lot of fabric there. Yeah, beach bags. I can picture like cute beach bags. I like it. Little sand. Good idea. Any other questions? This video is available forever. So don't worry if you're like rushing to finish, you'll still be able to rewatch, play back forever. Don't see any more questions. Well, Thanks for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your Boxing Day. Maybe get out there and toboggan. I think I might get out the GT. Maybe the twinnies will want to do a little GT snow racing. All right, enjoy the rest of your week. Maybe I'll see you in a future Zoom event or another YouTube Live event. And Happy New Year. Maybe I'll see you in the new year. Last minute questions? Nope. All right, I'll let you guys go. Have a good afternoon. Happy painting, guys. Bye now.